Little Nightmares 3. Dude, I love Little Nightmares so much. Have you played these games?
No, I've not.
Oh my god, dude, they're so good. Okay, so this is banned by Bandai Namco. Guys, if you guys are just watching or listening on the Spotify right now, if you know anything about Little Nightmares, we're getting a look at Little Nightmares in a sense, but there's a lot of changes going on right now. So the first thing that you obviously will notice if you see the trailer is that there's two people that you're playing with this time, and they introduced this mechanic in Little Nightmares 2,
Yeah.
but this will be a 100% two-person experience, and I think that's going to be super cool
Yeah.
because it's not like I know what everybody's thinking too right now is like, oh my god, they took Little Nightmares and they just made it into this horrific entire game escort mission.
Yeah.
And they did not do that. So
Yeah.
we have two characters right now, and the characters need to work together because basically each character has a different skill set. And if you played anything about, or if you played Little Nightmares at all, you know that a lot of these are kind of like puzzle-based scenarios. So think of it almost like a It Takes Two. Do you remember It Takes Two?
Yep, I was actually just Googling that. And
Yeah.
that's the same vibes I was getting from it. So,
Yeah, that's the same type of vibe where you're gonna need these two characters in order to solve certain puzzles, and I think it looks super sweet. I like it doesn't take much for me because I love me some Little Nightmares, but I think I was nervous when I heard that there was gonna be two characters, and then like the more that I kind of looked at it, like the more excited I got about it.
okay. So here's my issue with games like this.
Okay, go.
I'm a loser, and I never have a friend to play this kind of game with. Do you have to play with a friend, or is it a thing where you can play by yourself?
You can play by yourself. So it is a co-op game. It can be a co-op game, but it's also promised to be an amazing single player experience where if you are playing it single player, you will have an AI companion that will help you.
Okay. Was that the same, or did you have to have an extra, or like had to have a real person? It Takes Two.
I feel like you had to have a real person.
Okay,
In It
I was
Takes
curious.
Two.
I played it with my wife for like 20 minutes, and she's like, "This is stupid. I don't want to play anymore." But anyway, Little Nightmares 3. It looks awesome. It does look awesome. These aren't my type of games, but if I have somebody to play with, it's a game that I would play with, or I would play.
And it looks super sweet. So it's developed by Tarsier, who's like they've had a hand in 1 and 2. Or I'm sorry, Tarsier developed 1 and 2, but this one is actually going to be picked up by Supermassive Games, which I think is super cool because they've done like the Dark Pictures anthologies and a bunch of those games that I'm really a fan of, and I think it's kind of cool that like a true horror based studio is picking up this game, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it. And we talked about the characters being able to play as two characters. I think if you look at the trailer, the thing that I notice the most is like the difference in settings. So have you ever seen any of the gameplay from 1 or 2?
Yeah, I definitely like because I watched you play it a little bit, and it was always like that. The lady would chase you around. And
Yeah,
that's kind of all I remember from that, and like the different puzzle based kind of things. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, but the setting is always kind of the same. So it's always this very dark, like atmosphere, and you're kind of like in this like. I feel like you're always kind of in this like weird setting where it feels like you're in a house or something, or like maybe sometimes they jump it to a ship, but it always feels like the same setting. This one is going to be much different because it's taking place in what they call the necropolis, and basically what that is it's like a it's like taking place in like dream worlds. It's like these kids have crafted these like terrifying illusions, and then they're using these like mirror portals to jump into them, which I think is super cool because in Little Nightmares, the one thing that I don't really love is, again, it always feels like kind of the same setting, and it's always very dark and very dingy, and that's fine. That's what the game is about. But like this is gonna take place in some very weird settings. So if you look at the trailer, you can see they were like in the desert in like the
Mm-hmm.
sandstorm. Like that's never happened before in Little Nightmares. And like
Right.
there's supposed to be like a doctor's office that you can go into. There's gonna be like a carnival level. So like it's like these kids are dreaming up all of these scary situations, and then you're being thrust into their illusions. So
Yeah.
this the setting is gonna be like totally different and like totally changing all the time, and I think that's super sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kind of like it targets different like emotions and like psyche, you know what I mean, like psyche fears in terms of
Yeah,
like it might target somebody that like hates clowns but like that aren't so afraid to like, I guess, like the dark, you know what I mean, like when it's like that dark and like not so, you know what I mean, like it's not bright, but where you go into like a carnival setting, like maybe clowns are gonna pop up and like stuff like that, or in the doctor's office and kids are just like scared of like the dentist, it's gonna be a scary dentist and stuff like that. So that's definitely a cool kind of step that they're gonna put into this game.
yeah. There's like catacombs levels, and there's like the desert stuff that we saw, which was super cool. And I think that's cool because the Little Nightmares 1 and 2 always kind of took place in that same situation to have these new settings.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with these new settings, and I'm just curious to like play this game in those different type of settings and like see how much different it is. I think it's going to be super sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I want to touch on real quick, did you see in the trailer, guys, if you're just listening on the Spotify, there was this part in the trailer where like you saw that like super huge baby.
I think I remember.
There's like the super huge baby, and like the like hand comes through the wall and like grabs, like tries to grab him and all this stuff.
It's like in the middle, right? Oh,
Yeah.
wait. I think I got it. Okay. Let's pull it right back up.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah,
right there.
right. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right there, that hand going through, I think it's like, it's dude. It. I can't even really explain this. The name of this thing is called Monster Baby, and basically what it is it's like a Medusa, where if it looks at you, it turns you to stone, which is like, that's just so crazy.
You like hide behind the walls, and then like if you like are in the open, it turns you into stone.
Yeah,
if you're behind something.
If it sees you, you get turned to stone.
Interesting. That's kind of that's a mean thing to make as a baby.
I know, right? The monster baby. It's almost like
the monster baby,
the sludge god.
The sludge god.
It's like I like it. We're really getting weak on naming these enemies right now. This week we get the sludge god and monster baby, but yeah,
I like it.
I think it'd be super sweet. It's going to be dropping sometime in 2024, so we'll keep you updated on that. But if you're a Little Nightmares fan, definitely gonna want to put this one on your radar. And I'm hoping that this kind of sparks like a you know how when games come out they do like the prior games together. I would love to have a little
like a bundle.
Yeah, like a Little Nightmares 1 and 2 bundle.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be sick.
Or like just have a 1 through 3 bundle with a pre-order. Like you get the game pre-order. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool because I love the Little Nightmares games, but I don't have a physical copy of it, and I would love to do that. So hopefully they do something sweet with that. But yeah, if you guys have not checked out the trailer, please jump over, check out the trailer. It is super sweet. I'm excited for these new features, for the new settings. I'm excited for the co-op gameplay, and maybe, just maybe, we can talk Adam into playing this as a live.
Yeah. I do have a question about it.
Go ahead.
Is this going to be a game where like the 1 and 2 story matters for the third one, or is it really kind of separate? Do you think it's going to matter at all? Or is it really not much of a story and more so of like getting through things?
There is a story, but not so much of a story, and it's hard to talk about.
Without spoiling, is what you mean?
Yeah, without spoiling it. It's always kind of like one of those games that you don't really know what's happening, and then at the very end you kind of like get this like little peek of like, oh my god, like they always kind of do that.
Okay.
And I don't think that you're gonna have to play 1 and 2 to really understand what's going on. I think just the world of Little Nightmares, the lore behind it is just so exclusive that like even if you were like, I've played 1 and 2, I still don't really know what's happening. Like I've had to like look up like lore and like try to
Yeah.
figure out what the storyline is. They're not like huge into storyline. So I think
Okay.
if you haven't played 1 or 2, you're gonna be totally fine.
Okay.
If you haven't played 1 and 2 and you got nothing to play, I mean definitely check them out though, because they're super, super sweet games.